I'm Robert Nyanzi, a filmmaker, guerrilla filmmaker, and I've worked on a few projects. Of course, you know our style of doing things. So, yeah, I do films, I do events, I do documentaries and music videos mainly.
So I understand you worked on Border Thieves, the 2015 African hit, and what exactly did you do on Border Thieves?
Yeah, I did 3 things on Border Thieves. First, I was the line producer, coordinating all these international producers on the project, and I also did some bit of the research and participated greatly in pre-production. Mainly that was my role to do the management on ground here in Uganda.
And so you're very much aware of Spike Isingoma, the lead actor in the movie. Briefly take us through the process of meeting him for the first time.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one.
Y'all devil, you just do not make friend, do me like how them do garnet. Wipe it out when them planet. Evil people that chat for we planet. From them we no one.
Spike is known by Isingoma. Isingoma Hassan is known by the name Spike, and this is one person who had acted as a very young boy in one of our previous films, Divisions. And the director, having worked with older actors, I thought he felt he was the right age to be in that film and to take that character. First and foremost, Donald wanted to get someone from the real life, because this Border Thieves story was a hardcore downtown story, ghetto story. So he got someone who was fitting into that real environment. Working with Isingoma wasn't really a very simple thing, because first and foremost, he was a ghetto boy, and he was trying to. By the time we shot, he did have a child, a baby.
And how old was he at that time?
He was around 15, 16. So he got a baby, and I think he dropped out of school. Not because of having a baby, but because of the resources from the ghetto. So, meeting him, everybody asked why this boy? But the director saw something special in him, and I think it paid off because of the performance he gave and the awards he has won, like the AMA. But working with him was really interesting, because he gave us new challenges, because he was full of surprises. One day we would be on set and he would say, okay, you know what, I want weed to continue acting, and because as a line producer I had to, try to make sure that things happen, and I used to ask someone who knows where they get weed, and he wanted a specific weed, packed in a certain way. So he would be shooting maybe a night scenes in Bwegere, and he says, you can only get this from Kamocha, and would have to send a driver and pick him that, then he could continue acting. So working with him wasn't simple, but we were satisfied because he was giving us what we wanted.
What came to your mind when you first knew about his troubles, like him using weed and, well, of course, having a kid when he was a teenager?
Yeah, we knew his struggles, that he was a ghetto boy, but we didn't really know. What is really interesting and shocking is that we didn't really know that it was so hardcore until we were in the middle of production.
Did you ever feel like giving up on him and casting someone new?
No. We never felt like giving up on him, and casting someone new, because first and foremost he was giving us what we wanted in terms of performance. The problem was his availability, because during the shoot we had to break, because his mother said he would leave home and not stay in residence with us. And that's what the boy wanted. But one morning you send a driver to pick him, you find that he has been arrested. So during shoot we used to break and try and get him out of police cells, because he was part of an older gang, because they were using him as a bait. So that was the challenge, but we never gave up. We were always there to help him through until we finished shooting.
But by estimate, do you know the number of times he could have been arrested during production?
During production, he was arrested twice, because he wasn't arrested because he had committed crimes while we were doing production. But you know, there were ongoing files which were where he would be mentioned, his name would be mentioned at police, then they would come looking for him, and you know, they would arrest someone from his gang and they think he's part of what happened the previous night,
and they would come and pick him.
And then by the time you go to pick him for shoot, he's not there. They say he's at police. So you had to go through that trouble of helping him through the police, getting bail, police bond in that case. Then we could continue shooting.
And how is Spike as an actor?
Yeah, okay. Before that, when we were at Mawanda Road Police Station, you know, given that we had gone there like several times to help this boy, I used to go with director Donald, and these people would say, why are these people interested in these boys? So one time, one police officer got us to the side and told us, do you know that you're going to be arrested? Because we suspect you're one of the people who buy exhibits from this boy, who buy stolen things from this boy. Then we said, no, we have something to do with him, and we've been mentoring him, we've been trying to help, and all that. So that's how we dealt with situations during shooting.
So Spike as an actor, how is his work ethic? Like, does he listen on set? And how does he even take this whole acting thing when he's on set?
Yes, on set, Spike is a very serious person.
Wow.
He's serious, and you know, he has this kind of relationship with the director, because particularly Donald liked him because they had a relationship. They had done a ghetto film together before, so it was easy, and most of us depended on the director to get something good out of him. Because you know, even the crew minds the cast, but he would mind the director. Said, you know, don't. Because you know, there's a mentality in Uganda whereby a director usually has special food different from what other people are eating, but we're eating the same food with him, and he was surprised. So that humbled him. But of course, as a ghetto boy, he wanted certain things to him. So it would be maybe after a shoot he would say, I want ice cream, and we can't get the ice cream. He had small demands, but amongst all that he wanted so much was his mother to be well. Because he said, okay, I'm doing film, but let me hope film will help me to give my mother a better life.
Like the mom was sick or something?
No, the mom is not sick, but the mom is struggling with these kids because the father died when the boys were still so young. And you know, he's a twin. He has a twin bro, and he has brothers and sisters, and they live in a small ghetto home, you know, so
tell me about him getting arrested. When did he get arrested?
During shoot, we were able to, he was arrested twice, but we were able to get police bond for him. But the challenging bit was when we were shooting the pickup scenes, you know, B-roll, pickup, and other elements that we had wanted to shoot. We scheduled, we did some rehearsals, but when the morning came that we needed to shoot, he was already in prison. He was in a police cell. And we wanted to do the same thing and get him out. But it didn't work out that time, because when we got to the police station, they showed us a file of these records of people who had died. There was a police file with pictures of police officers who had died because of the gang that he's involved in. There were pictures of locals who had suffered. There were pictures and statements from women who had been raped from church by the gang. So they told us, this time round, just go and find another solution. You won't get him. However talented he is, you won't get this boy. So we were really puzzled, and we had to use a body double for most of the action scenes that we did. This is what the police officers explained to us. He is part of an adult gang, and they use these small boys to get the big people. Because they'll first send a small boy to attack you, and you think it's a child. But when you start fighting the child, then the big people come out, and then they hit you.
So that was the kind of bait.
Yeah, he was a bait, like, in that sense, yes.
He's a distraction?
He was a distraction. He was a bait. So he was used to get to people. But you know, above all, what really made us give up on really, not give up, but to let the police do its work, was the fact that I got to police, and there was this woman who claimed she came from church, and this boy had a knife, and he said, and he tried to rape her. He gave her two choices: you either put off your clothes or this knife, But one way or another, she survived. So it was that bad, and we had a meeting and said, okay, let's let the police do the work, but we shall try to help Spike in all ways that we can.
Which places did the gang operate in?
The gang operated within the places of Kamocha and Mulago, between Kamocha and Mulago. So that area, because the police officer who was allegedly killed by the gang was from Mulago, according to the police file that I saw at Mawanda Road Police Station.
Do you know anything about his childhood?
Yes, I've heard a lot of things about his childhood, but it is claimed that he had a troubled childhood, because when he was young, his father died due to mob justice. So the mother always claims, I've gone through this hard life to bring up these boys, but these boys are a little bit disappointing me. Because she told me that when Spike had his son, and the mother said, now how can I take care of a grandson and also take care of the father? So I have to choose. And Spike knew the responsibility at that point in time, and he decided to take responsibility. Unfortunately, when we looked for him to, try and follow up on the talents we've worked with, we found out that they had taken him to prison, and he's remanded indefinitely.
So, how old was he, when this final arrest happened?
I think when the final arrest happened, he had made 18.
He had made 18. Oh, so that's how he ended up at
That's how he ended up in prison, because before he always got in and out, because he was a minor, and I think he couldn't be taken to prison or to court and something like that. So, but this time round he had made 18, and they got him there, and there's a friend of ours we try to follow through who works with prisons, and he tells us, it's very complicated, because when he also asks about that boy, they ask why you're interested in this boy's case, his case is a bit tough. When this is a ghetto boy who doesn't have an email, Today he has a phone, tomorrow he doesn't have. And you know, when we got to know about his nomination, it was through the producer James, the South African producer. He got an email that this boy has been nominated for the AMA.
AMA 2015 Award for Best Young Promising Actor. Demola Adedoyin, October 1. Venjiro, Kamanga, Bella. Kemi Lala Akindoju, Dazzling Mirage. Hassan Spike and Singoma, Boda Thieves.
And we were really excited. So we had to go to Kamoch and go to the ghetto. It is really scary to move through that ghetto because they see you a little bit different from them. And you know, when you ask for someone, they will always take you around and say, you can't get this boy, you can't do this. So when we got to his home at that time, the mother told us he was in prison. And that's when we started following up and knowing that he couldn't get out of prison. He couldn't get to the AMA, which he won.
And the award goes to Kemi Lala Akindoju and Hassan Spike Isingoma.
I'd like to thank God. Thank you very much.
And we are very proud of that because, you know, he's a struggling artist because all artists struggle. I struggle, everybody struggles in Africa. But it was good he won, but the unfortunate thing, he can't enjoy his success. He can't develop his talent beyond that. We don't know how the court case will go. We don't know what sentence he will be given. So that is the challenge, that is the painful thing about it, you know. You've grown with, because when you look at divisions, this was a very small boy. Yeah. He was around 6, 7. Then by the time we shoot our next film, he's 15. He acts, he wins an AMA, and his career ends there because of being involved in a criminal gang.
Was he, okay, this was probably supposed to come earlier.
Yes.
But was he arrested as an accomplice or as the offender himself?
He was arrested as an offender. Because what is interesting, what is puzzling is, it is not one case. Because this lady at the police station said the last time he was let free on bail, they said the next time we get him, we won't get out because this file is still moving. It was a big file. They would open and you see statements and pictures showing the cases that are still on file. So they were waiting for that one part because that time they said they killed, I think, people who were moving within the neighborhood and they had to get all of them. So it was involvement. They claim it was involvement.
Okay, now when you guys knew about the nomination, later that win, did you try to deliver the message to him in prison?
Yes, that is a tricky one because in prison we have friends within the prison. So we sneaked into the prison and we had this friend of ours get this boy to his house and we talked to him and we showed him the YouTube clip and we told him we are with you. He was so humble, you know, and he said he doesn't know when he will leave that place, but he was happy about the award. It wasn't an official going to the prison because it was a bit tough, but we tried to use our network, got into the prison premises and got to this gentleman's officer's home and he brought the boy to us. We talked to him. I don't know whether this will bring me in trouble, but that's the truth, you know. Yeah.
Like how is he, like is he remorseful? Like how does he take his demand, him being in prison? How does he take it personally?
So what he does, when I talked to him while in prison, he was really calm, but he was so humble, you know. He said, I'm going to give up on weed. He told me, he was so remorseful. He looked a changed person. He was looking so humble, but you really never know because there are two things you get from prison. You go to prison as a criminal, you may come out as a better person or a worse person. So when you look at when you are talking to him and looking at him, he looked humble and remorseful, but I really don't know what is deep down in his heart. I don't know what he thinks. I don't know what he thinks of the future, because he's not a very vocal person in the first place. He's a little bit more quiet. He'll try to make his point and then go sit back.
So, by any chance, do you know anything around the progress of the case? Like,
yeah, the progress of the case is that it's stalled. I think his case hasn't been heard. They haven't yet scheduled for its hearing, so he's there. And you know, things in Africa, you can be remanded until they wish they can, start your case in court.
So from 2015 up to now, this case hasn't been heard.
Yeah, because he was arrested around August 2015, up to now he has not got to court. But I think he has been reporting, he has been reporting, but I think the court hearing hasn't been scheduled.